Valheim just completely overhauled their combat system, adding a new adrenaline mechanic that when triggered gives powerful new buffs based on any one of the 13 brand new trinkets you have equipped. And some of the combos you can pull off are completely busted. Today we'll break down all the nuances of adrenaline, dive deep into each one of the new powers, and break down 5 broken combos you absolutely have to try. For starters, to gain adrenaline, you first need to have one of the trinkets equipped. Only one can be active at a time, but fortunately, it doesn't occupy the same space as utility items, such as the strength belt or wisp light, so you can wear both at the same time. With one equipped, you can gain adrenaline in 5 distinct ways. First, you receive 2 for a regular block, and 5 for a parry or perfect block that now requires 0 stamina, also new in this update. Third, 5 for executing a dodge where you otherwise would have been hit. Fourth, 10 for triggering your equipped Forsaken power, or 20 in the case of Fader's power, but more on that when we get into the busted combos. And fifth, when you hit an enemy with a weapon or cast a spell of which the quantity depends on the weapon class and type of attack you're using, but surprisingly not the magnitude of damage, meaning a Meadows tier weapon will give the same adrenaline as an Ashlands weapon, but I'll explain in detail in a moment. Once your adrenaline bar reaches the required threshold, differing by the chosen trinket, there will be a visual and audible notification and the buff will appear in the top right of your screen and endure for a time specific to the trinket. Keep in mind that after going 10 seconds without gaining adrenaline, the bar will begin to decay, but you can simply hit an enemy to gain more and reset the 10-second countdown. The first weapon classes in Spears and Knives each give 1 adrenaline with hit from its primary attack and 2 from their secondary attacks. Atgears and 2-handed battle axes give 2 from their primary attack and a single adrenaline from their secondary. What's special about these weapons is their attacks make it far easier to hit multiple enemies at once, and the busted thing is, you get adrenaline for each enemy you hit. Hit 5 enemies with a spinning Atgear attack, that's 5 adrenaline. Similarly, it appears players get a bonus of 5 adrenaline when staggering an enemy. For instance, when staggering a Greydwarf with the spinning Atgear attack, I get 1 for its secondary spin and another 5 for the stagger for a total of 6. Swords and clubs give 1 for their primary and a nice boost to 3 when using their secondary alternative attack. Fist-type weapons, of which we now have 2 new ones in this awesome update, give 1 for both attack types, as do short axes, including the Berserkir axes. Perhaps weirdest of all though is that the 2-handed hammers don't give any adrenaline at all. This could be a bug and may yet get patched considering this update is still in testing, so stay tuned for that. Ranged weapons like bows and crossbows both give 2 for each hit, while magical staves function uniquely. The Staff of Frost gives 2 for every hit and charges adrenaline incredibly fast. You just might see it shine later when we review the broken combos. Embers fires more slowly but compensates with 5 adrenaline for each hit. The Dead Razor doesn't hit targets but will give you a whopping 10 adrenaline for each summoned skeleton. The Staff of Protection similarly doesn't deal damage, but will give you 6 each time you cast your bubble, but no, you don't get more adrenaline if bubbling summons or other Vikings. Staff of the Wilds yields 3 for every cast. Dunder and Staff of Fracturing give 5 and 8 respectively, and the last of the staffs is the Troll Staff, yielding the most of any weapon with 12 for every troll you summon. If interested, I captured a breakdown of all the ways to get adrenaline in a Google Doc, plus a full breakdown of the trinket, their buffs, recipes, and images of each of them. I'll explain how to get free access to this at the end of the video. With that out of the way, let's cover each of the game's 13 trinkets, which start in the Black Forest with the Heart of the Forest and Bronze Pendant. You'll notice that these require the Greydwarf Shaman trophy and the head of the new Black Forest creature, the bear, to craft. In general, most trinkets will require what were otherwise useless items like trophies and boss summoning drops, making them now more worthwhile to gather. The Heart of the Forest gives 25% increase to health regeneration after acquiring 50 adrenaline, and lasts for 60 seconds, but in my opinion doesn't compare to the Bronze Pendant. This one shares the same stats, but instead gives 25% increase to stamina regeneration, which I'll take any day over health regen. Keep in mind that none of the trinket effects have cooldowns. Using the pendant as an example, the effect will trigger after accumulating 50 adrenaline. Once activated, the bar will reset to 0 and start accumulating again. If you gather another 50 before the effect wears off, you will trigger the pendant once more, resetting the duration back to 60 seconds. In theory, you could string together trinket triggers infinitely, which is a concept that applies to each one, contributing to the broken combos you'll soon see. The swamp also offers 2 trinkets in the iron brooch and nimble anklet, of which the latter offers an incredible combo. Firstly, the brooch offers a quick hit of 50 health and an increase to your armor by 20 after gathering 65 adrenaline and lasts 30 seconds, but even better is the nimble anklet. This one gives you a shot of instead 50 stamina and a 15% movement speed buff opposed to armor, and does require 5 less adrenaline with 60. By combining the anklet with the full Fenris armor, the tonic of Ratatosk Mead, Motor's Forsaken Power, and Run with the Wind at your back with the Aspen Cape, you can absolutely zoom, and is the first of my broken combos you absolutely need to try. Next is the Soul Ocean Biome trinket in the Fins of Destiny that increases your swim speed by 50% and reduces swim stamina usage by 80% for a whopping 2 minutes and only requires 10 adrenaline. You can also combo this with the draft of Vanadיר or Eikthyr's Forsaken Power and literally swim without using stamina for a full 2 minutes. Just bonkers. I personally recommend Eikthyr because if you remember, triggering these powers gives you 10 adrenaline, which is the exact amount you need to proc this trinket's effect, making for my second busted combo you have to try. Next, in the mountains, we have the Wolf Sight and Crystal Heart. Starting with the Wolf, it increases both the bows and spears skill and also offers a 10% increase to your pierce damage for 30 seconds, consuming 55 adrenaline. This one is nice for those who like those weapon classes, but has nothing on the Crystal Heart. It, on the other hand, is Bowmaster's Forsaken Power Light, giving slight resistance to all physical damage, which translates to a 25% reduction. While not having the blocking benefits of the Revamp Boss power, you can chain its trigger theoretically infinitely, making it perhaps better than the power itself. Better yet, you can combine it with the Berserker Mead to gain the massive buff it provides and neutralize its downside, and deal a ton of damage in a short window. This marks my third busted combo that gets even better as we dive into the plains. The Grasslands offers us another 2 in the Evasion Mantle and Bracelets of the Brave. The bracelets are neat, similar to that of the Wolf Sight, but instead for clubs, giving 100 health, plus 20 to the club's skill, and 10% increase to blunt damage for a minute after accumulating 85 adrenaline. The Evasion Mantle, on the other hand, is nutty in my opinion. While the blocking stamina being cut in half is great, and plus 20 to the dodge skill is also nice, it's the plus 50% to the parry bonus combined with its wild 2-minute duration that sets it apart. Parrying is one of the best ways to gain adrenaline in the game, and this trinket makes it far easier. Plus, the duration being 2 minutes long means that after triggering it, you can easily swap to another like the Crystal Heart as one example, to easily gain 2 and even multiple buffs simultaneously. For me, the massive duration of this one, combined with multiple other trinkets of your choosing, makes for my fourth busted combo. The Mistlands naturally gives us another 2 with the Resounding Shackle and naturally first magic trinket in the Pulsating Earrings that increase item regeneration rate by 25% for a full minute after gathering 65 adrenaline. The Resounding Shackle, on the other hand, will make Mistwalker Endurers happy, giving 100 stamina on proc plus 10% more damage with slash dealing weapons like swords for a minute after acquiring 75 adrenaline. Overall, I think these 2 are nicely balanced, unlike what the Ashlands offers. The game's current final biome gives us the Jormungandling and Brimstone. The Brimstone on one hand is pretty vanilla, just giving straight 100 health and stamina after gathering 100 adrenaline, but the magic-focused Jormungandling is just the opposite. This trinket boosts both blood and elemental skills by 20 and gives a whopping 100 iter after 70 adrenaline and lasts a minute. While this seems fine on the surface, it becomes problematic when considering how fast you can gain adrenaline when using magic staffs like the Frost and Fracturing. With these, you can get almost infinite iter by constantly triggering the Jormungandling effect. It's so fast in fact that you can quickly swap to others like the Pulsating Earrings to get its buff periodically before swapping back to the Jormungandling. This gets even better when you use a mead like Lingering Iter, or most powerful of all, combine it with Fader's Forsaken Power, which doubles adrenaline gain. With it popped, you now get 4 adrenaline per hit with the Staff of Frost, and 16 with the Staff of Fracturing. It's just crazy. Fader's power in general is just good combined with any of the combos I mentioned, but with the magic, it's just out of hand. If you want to know more about what's new in the Calls to Arms update, I cover it completely in this video, and if you want access to the Google Doc I shared in this video, get it completely free in the video description.